Senator Antic.
Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy President. Australian cities are becoming digital surveillance precincts, with so-called smart city programs being rolled out across the country. Invasive technology such as facial recognition cameras, licence plate readers, smart lights, smart poles, smart cars, smart neighbourhoods, smart homes and smart appliances, all connected to wireless networks and communicating with each other. So what's wrong with that? Technology is good, isn't it? All this is for your safety, security and convenience, isn't it? Well, let me tell you, your streets are spying on you, your mobile phone is spying on you, your cities are spying on you, and the infrastructure for future lockdowns is being put into place right now. Don't be fooled. You're being set up to be tracked through your movements and through the future of your digital wallets. By handing over your data, you're handing over the ability to monitor your behaviour, which will soon be turned into a social credit score. And once the central bank digital currencies are in place, you won't get to spend your money without approval. Digital ID will soon become a reality in Australia. Many other countries are already rolling these systems out, countries like Canada, Scotland and many others. Eventually, you won't be able to access any government or public services, and you won't be able to travel across borders or access healthcare or the internet without a digital ID. Think you won't comply? I think you will. The last 2 years were the dress rehearsal and we fell for it hook, line and sinker. Australians are sleepwalking into this technocratic future. And while we're sitting around scratching our chins trying to work out whether this is really happening, Australia is drifting towards a dystopian digital future.
They're not being straight with you people out there, not straight at all. It's all about cash, it's all about power, and it's all about one nation.
Sunday I think is going to be quite a nice day. Yep, at home. At home. Otherwise, there'll be lots of Sundays spent in hospital.
To turn on those anti-vaxxers out there and you are really going to feel the heat.
Okay. Once we are reopening, because they're not at the moment. We will be looking at what contact tracing looks like in the New World Order. Yes, it will be pubs and clubs and other things if we have a positive case there. Our response may be different.
Are witnessing right now. It's an extraordinary, historic moment in China.
The extent of this, the bravery of some of those people going out without masks.
Daring display of defiance.
What a smart move.
Yeah, it is.
Even just seeing people rise up like that, risking going to prison.
Simply had enough.
It obviously requires quite a lot of bravery and courage, doesn't it, for these protesters to come out onto the streets at all and face arrest.
Working class people, you have your shop to attend to, you have your small restaurant to run, you have your work factory to go to. If you every once in a while you're told, sorry, you cannot do any of that.
I was watching this vision last night and I genuinely feel because it's, I mean, people aren't allowed to protest in a normal way. People holding up sheets of white paper, they don't have a voice.
The entire country, a great number of cities facing restrictions as a result of this, facing snap lockdowns, quarantines, and people are tired of it.
Remarkable. The bravery and the courage that we've seen of people who are going out on the street, not wearing masks.
And protesters also chanted they don't want COVID tests, they don't want dictatorship, they want freedom and democracy. Witnesses told CNN as well that rows of police officers were making arrests, forcefully pushing protesters into police cars.
The BBC saw people being bundled into police cars.
Everyday people, and they've just had enough. It's been months and months of this uncertainty and so few cases and just completely overreactive measures like you've seen on television.
An indication of the Chinese Communist Party's attempt to control every aspect of life.
And the BBC is condemning China's arrest of one of its photographers while covering anti-government protests in Shanghai.
Tell us about these demonstrations. Obviously in Canada, shows of solidarity.
The world now watching to see how President Xi responds.
But at the same time, you have state media publishing headlines that are basically doubling down on zero COVID, saying it is the best policy.
We've all seen the images coming out of China throughout COVID of people being forcibly restrained, locked into their houses or apartments for weeks, even months.
Protesters are using this as an opportunity to demonstrate against censorship as well, are they not, Patrick?
But these protesters